Oh, hey everyone, welcome to Tuesday Night Live. Oh my gosh, I got the email. This is going to be a good live stream. So it's 8:07. I gave you guys some, chill time because no one ever came. So the past 2 weeks, no one's been here. Gonna go ahead and blame that on YouTube. For the past few years on YouTube, I've seen people making videos hating on YouTube for not sending out notifications and not updating sub boxes. I'm like, why do you care? Grow up. Boy, why get mad? But no, I'm not really mad about it. I'm just like, hey, now I can see why that could be frustrating. You come and do a live stream, and then since it doesn't send out notifications, literally no one comes. Anyways, on that note, welcome to Tuesday Night Live, everyone, the show where, we have no viewers, so I'll talk to the past people. And for those of you who have watched the other ones, you know that the past two Tuesday Night Lives have talked to the past people, or the future people. I always say past, the future people, the entire time, because no one else actually shows up. But hopefully now that the emails are going out, people will come. Also gave you guys margin of error. Hopefully Drew comes. I don't know. Stuff's going on. Okay, so on that note, we're going to go ahead and start the thing. So, before we get live questions coming in, I'll just kind of do a vlog thing, and quite an exciting thing happened today. I became ordained as a Dudist priest. If you don't know what Dudism is, it's a mock religion, and they have a website, so it's great. But, there's an option to get ordained. You just fill out a form, and they send you an email with your certificate. So, legally, once I'm 18, I will legally be allowed to marry people. I could hold a wedding because I am an ordained Dudist priest. Now, will I? Probably not, because that's blasphemy, but, is it blasphemy? I don't know. But on a joking note, I am a Dudist priest, and Judaism basically preaches that, they say they preach non-preachiness, and they just kind of do whatever, and just kind of, the entire point is to practice your religion as little as possible, which now that I think of it could be a paradox, because if you practice not doing anything as little as possible, that means you're doing something, that means you're practicing it as much as possible, and if you're practicing not practicing it as much as possible, then you don't ever do it, which means that, you guys see, that's a paradox. I wonder if they did it on purpose, trying to make a Dudism paradox. Man, Dudism is great. Anyways, there's also the religion of the flying spaghetti monster. I'm not sure if it's real or not, but the website that I saw online is clearly not real. The front page was what was it? Noodle oppression in Germany. And you read the article, it's they're Pastafarians, right? Because flying spaghetti, oh my gosh. And apparently the German welcome, one person that's watching. The German government was getting mad that they were putting up signs on real churches advertising their Pastafarian services, and they made it illegal or something, and they're like, wow, Pastafarians are being oppressed in Germany. So yeah, that's what's going on. But I'm pretty sure there is a minority of people who actually believe in Pastafarian. It's clearly fake. When you read their articles, just the way, the way they phrase things, it's yeah, this is a joke. This is hilarious. But I don't know. People are weird. Anyways, welcome to Tuesday Night Live. Hope you all enjoyed the video. We got one viewer. I stopped talking about Pastafarians. You can go drop in your questions now. The way Tuesday Night Live works is you ask questions and I answer them. That's the entire point of the live stream. Otherwise, it's just a vlog and it's pointless. You guys never... I don't know, maybe I should stop this series. I don't know. No one ever asks anything. The only time we get places is... best case scenario, Drew comes, and Drew always asks a ton of stuff. And then Craig doesn't really hold a conversation. Randy Man is good. Randy Man will ask questions, give me questions every so often to answer, and then they wind up being questions I can go in depth with. Other than that, no one ever really asks questions. And then I sit here vlogging for like 30 minutes. It's like, boy, I ain't here to vlog. I'm here to Tuesday Night Live stream. Okay, well, apparently I'm going to be vlogging. Hey, 2 viewers, that's always a good sign. The first viewer is always fake, and the second viewer is always real. I probably jinxed it. I don't know. Second viewer, welcome to Tuesday Night Live. Okay, now we're back down 1 viewer. Goodbye. Okay. I don't know if I want to, like, what do I even want to talk about right now? I don't know. I'm so done. I'm tired. I have to go write an essay after this. So, like, once I finish this stream, I'm going to go write an essay. It's a 7 to 10 page essay. It's due on Monday. And I'm so proactive. I'm starting, and it's only Tuesday. Gonna hopefully get 2 paragraphs done of the, 8 I have to do. I think 8. Which, by the way, if you do the math, is a paragraph per page, which is, kind of a lot. It's a long paragraph, but we did an example today, and it turns out when you double space 12-point font Times New Roman with margin size and whatever, and the header, it's not too long, but still, it's pretty long. I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. Just, I'm the kind of person, like, things can look overwhelming, and then I break them down. It's like, yeah, I can do that. So, break it down into, paragraph per page or whatever. I need to write a paragraph, and it needs to be this long, and then I can, I know what each paragraph's about. I can figure that out. Welcome back, second viewer. Second viewer, state your name and social security number right here. I might get in trouble for saying that, so I was just kidding, just to clarify that was a joke. Drop in a whole bunch of questions for me right here. That's the point of Tuesday Night Live. And if you don't, then it's kind of pointless. So yeah, drop in your questions in the live chat down below, and we'll get some question answering going, because that's kind of the entire point of Tuesday Night Live. So yeah, and I'm not gonna talk about what I was talking about, because I want questions. I don't want you guys to feel bad when you're like, I'm talking about something and then you ask a question. Like, no, ask the questions. I'd rather be answering a dumb question than talking about this, because I can make a vlog about this later, which is great. So yeah, drop in the questions down below. Happy October. Come on, we have 2 viewers and no one's gonna say anything, really, guys? It's October 17th tonight. Good Tuesday to be Tuesday Night Living. I don't know. So yeah, what's going on? October 17th. What could we talk about? Opera Basin opened on the 13th, last Friday. So they're officially open for this season. Jonathan Buckhouse, a snowboarder I watch. I don't know why he's a snowboarder. Well, anyways, I can talk about that for a while. Jonathan Buckhouse makes daily videos. He lives up in some smaller town, I guess you would say, outside of, I think he's really close to Breck. I'm not sure. But kind of in the Colorado off of I want to say it's I-40 or I-70 or something. Whatever goes through Colorado, he lives up there off of the interstate, and gets to go skiing every day. He, let's see, last year he worked for Target. He got a job at Frito-Lay this year, which is interesting. I don't know what he does there, but anyways, he goes snowboarding last season. He snowboarded, I think, every day for, literally the entire season. Made, 130 days, which is just amazing. So, super cool to be able to see the mountain like that and see every day. And he has it with drone shots. Just the way his vlogs and videos is super cool. Do I agree with that he's a snowboarder? No. What's even worse is he has this, it's creative and horrible at the same time. He has this evolution sticker. So you know that they have the sticker of the gorilla slowly turning into a human. They have the gorilla no, it's a human at the end, and it turns in, and then the second to last one is a human on skis with poles, and the last one is human on snowboards and man are on a snowboard. I saw that, I was like, boy, you go away. First off, it's evolution. Boy, what are you doing? And second of all, really, are you going to play that card? You're going to play the skiing and evolved into snowboarding card? Are you serious right now? Boy, what are you doing? So, yeah, unfortunately, snowboarders think they're better than skiers. and they're wrong. I mean, they're wrong. But anyways, so Tuesday Night Live, this is like so pointless when there's no one here. I should consider ending this series. I'm gonna consider ending it. Like, no one comes. This is like week 3 of no attendance. And like, there's no point in me doing this if no one is going to watch, because like the entire point of the live stream is for me to like live talk to you guys. But you know, the problem is it's every week, so you know, it's not a special event. Like over the summer, I think I live streamed at some point. It was, you know, it was more of a special event. Like, I'm live streaming and everyone wants to tune in, but you know, now it's like, it's just a weekly occurrence. Like, oh, I'll go next week. But the thing is, with such a small following population, one person like saying, oh, I'll do it next week is like the end of it. Like, it was only that one person that was going to be there to begin with, which really brings up why am I doing this. But anyways, so yeah, I'll give you guys maybe 4 minutes or something, and then I'll probably end it, because otherwise, you know, I have this essay to write, and sooner I write the essay, sooner I get to go to bed. So 8:18, not that I will go to bed at like whenever I finish. Bat Boy, you are here. I'm so happy you're here. Bat Boy, I think, is this your first Tuesday Night Live? I think it is. What's up, Bat Boy? Man, I'm doing good. How about yourself? I'm super thrilled. I like just spent 10 minutes talking about how no one was here and how it's ruining Tuesday Night Live. Alright, Bat Boy, welcome. So the way Tuesday Night Live works is you ask a whole bunch of questions in a live chat. They can be dumb questions, like, I don't know, a dumb question. They could be like questions with real answers, like what's 4 to the 5th, which I don't know. I can figure it out though if you want. Or you could ask like actual questions, like stuff that like you would actually want to know the answer to, like, I don't know. What are you doing with that scissors? That is a brilliant question. It's kind of a Tuesday Night Live tradition that I kind of spin the scissors, because they rest right here on my Sprite box right next. So like every time I sit down to make and I only sit here for Tuesday Night Live, so every time I sit down to do it, they're right here. I'm like, scissors, why don't I? So I'm going to start flinging the scissors around, and it's just become a Tuesday Night Live tradition that I always have them in my hand. You should have eye protection. That'd probably be a really good idea. I did one time cut my leg messing around with these scissors, but you know what? Yeah, that's a really good idea. But I'm not going to do it. Because that's not a Tuesday Night Live tradition. Okay, more questions, drop them in, because basically this is like a Q&A. Like, it could be like a live stream, like a real people do, where like, you know, everyone's asking questions and you pick. Leg protection. Yeah, I could wear jeans, but it's like 80 degrees during the day now, which is not fun. Oh my goodness. It's so dry up here, I can't. LA, man, we are like losing all of our humidity. It's insane, and it's really, I hate it when it's not humid. You know, humidity can be bad too, because it makes everything feel hotter. But when everything's dry, my hair feels dry, and I hate when my hair feels dry. I have no idea why. How's driving? That is a brilliant question. I just changed my train of thought. Driving is going well. I'm a lot less jerky. Once people told me I was jerky, I worked on it, so I got those smooth-ish left turns going, turning smoothly. I've had a few scenarios so far where I've had to avoid not really into close calls, but places that could have been potential for an accident, which was, I won't say fun, but, you know, thrilling in that, like, we didn't get hurt, and I need experience dealing with stuff like that. Like, I was heading down the street the other day, and let's see, what was it? I was following this guy, right? And all of a sudden he slams on the brakes, moves over to the left lane. I'm like, girl, I know, I saw this coming. There's something in the way. And sure enough, there's a dude in front of him who's completely stopped on this street that's supposed to be going like 45 miles an hour, but he's trying to turn into a driveway on the side of the road, and there are pedestrians walking across the driveway, so he's sitting there, and I had to stop. And let's see, also, so I was going down the street on another time, someone came out from a side street in front of me, and I got to use the brakes to avoid them. I got cut off on the freeway. yeah, so fun. Driving is going really fun though, or being really fun is really fun. Wow, I came up on a bike ride today. Came up with a. It's good that you are aware. Wait, I read that. It's good you are that aware. Thank you, thank you. I can't help but be aware in like my first few weeks, and hopefully forever, right? But you know, I can't help but be aware about everything, considering like there's a lot at stake here. You know, if you're an adult, you get in an accident, it's like, man, that's a bummer, man. People are gonna be like, oh, that sucks, that's rough. But like, as being in this situation I am, if I get in an accident, it's gonna be all shame. It's not gonna be like, oh my gosh, are you okay? I mean, maybe a few people, but that's a polite thing to say, like, oh, are you okay? But it's gonna be like really shameful, like. No, well, first of all, the permit's revoked, and second of all, it's like, you thought you could drive, you couldn't. I mean, you were so pumped to drive, you can't, and, you know, I don't know. You were so excited to be able to drive, and there you go, you can't handle it. I don't know. Just the mindset of being a youth. So, I'm very aware while driving to not get in an accident. If I do have to get in an accident, hopefully it's someone else's fault. But yeah, everyone makes mistakes, I know. But I need to make the mistake after I'm like over 20 years old, okay? I need to be over 20, so it's like, get in an accident, it's like, hey, it was bound to happen to everyone at some point, Hunter. Not like 15 and a half. Get in an accident like, boy, kids your age should not be able to drive. And it's like, you know what? I am a failure in life. Yeah, anyways, so that's that. I came up with a great comprehensive vlog topic tonight to talk about. I'm super excited for that, but that'll be on the vlog. Let's see. The only area, well, I kind of know how to do everything at this point. I just need experience. What I need experience in is judging things. Like, I still, a lot of times, I'll ask my dad, like, I'll see a gap. Looks pretty good, but I'll still ask my dad, like, hey, can I make this? Can I make this? Be like, yeah, go, go, go. Can't stop. But also, well, I talked about, I'm really kind of, not nervous. I'm really, like, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't freak out. I'm not nervous, but, like, I have, like, non-panicky panics. I don't know. Like, maybe anxious, like really, really low-key anxious. I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's not like a, my heart's beating type of thing. It's like a, I don't want to screw this up type of thing. But not like a screwed up, like a do it wrong. Yeah, my dad is super cool when I drive. My mom's a little more but my dad's pretty chill. Yeah, my dad, you know, for a while he was, you know, watching my every move. Now, we had to go to Vaughn's the other day. I took him to Vaughn's, and he was just watching movies on his phone in the passenger seat as I drove him there. Yeah, sometimes parents just can't handle it. It's true. Yeah, I got lucky with parents, for sure. They're totally okay with it. My mom less so with certain things, but my dad's really chill with basically me driving everywhere. I mean, 2 weeks in, I was on the freeway. That's pretty crazy, but, you know, I paid a lot of attention. I think I'm in a different place compared to other drivers my age, considering, number one, I've been paying attention driving ever since, you know, I was in a car, and, like, seriously paying attention for the last 6 months to what's going on, like, watching my dad's or my parents' every move, you know, when they're doing stuff like, oh, we did this, oh, we did that, you know, kind of imagining, putting myself in their shoes, like, okay, well, would I be doing this? Would I be doing the right thing in this situation? And then also, I kind of just have experience with operating a vehicle from biking a lot. I know my braking distances. I know my timing. I've done my fair amount of lane changes, unfortunately. But you know, I have kind of a motion on the road experience, if that's a thing, from biking. Just kind of being able to judge speeds in front of me and stuff like that, if that makes any sense. So, yeah. And I guess biking couldn't really prepare me for the freeway. Yeah, it is cool. The big difference, I think, between the freeway, not on the freeway, is the speed. Like, in terms of other things, in a lot of respects, the surface streets are a lot more dangerous, and you have to pay attention to a lot more things than the freeway. Freeway, is the person in front of me not stopping? Is the person behind me tailgating me? Are these people switching into my lane? So all you're really doing is kind of looking in front of you and kind of glancing off to the side, not necessarily a mirror, but like kind of the side, like make sure no one's like popping up and cutting into your lane. Make sure the person in front of you doesn't slam it on their brakes, and every once in a while check the mirror, like, hey, if I have to slam on my brakes, is the dude behind me gonna hit me? But on the surface street, I mean, you literally have to look everywhere. You're watching everywhere. You got to be watching the lights, the driveways, the stupid pedestrians, the medians. I was driving down the street yesterday, and there was this lady walking down the median. I'm like, girl, wow. Ooh, Tuesday Night Live, look. Get out of the median, girl. Like, what is you thinking you doing? So there's a lot more to look out for, and so the freeways are a lot less, they take away all the distractions. That's why they have walls on the side. That you're focused in one place. So really the only difference is, being able to handle speed, which they go really fast. It's insane. But yeah, what was the question? My parents are chill? My parents are pretty chill with it. It's great. All right, let's see. More questions. It's time for more questions. Thank you, Batboy, for actually asking questions, unlike half the people who watch this. Question drop in time. Did you buy that Tesla yet? Yep, it's coming tomorrow, man. Super pumped. Yeah, we could totally talk about Tesla, though. So yeah, I don't know at what point in my life I'm gonna buy a Tesla, but I think I will. But, I mean, I think the industry is gonna change a lot in the next, 10 years. 25 is probably the earliest I would consider buying a car that's not like, a really cheap one to get around from college. And I think the industry is going to change a lot, considering car manufacturers are looking over right now at Tesla's wild success in fully electric vehicles. A lot of companies are, I'm sure, well on their way of developing electric vehicles. So when I enter the kind of nicer car market in a decade or something, it's going to be wildly different. Tesla isn't going to be the monopoly, amazing self-driving electric car, which is right now what it is. It looks super nice. It's all electric, so it's saving you money, and it has that dope autopilot, which is something unmatched in most respects in the industry. So that's going to change a lot in the coming decade in terms of electric cars are going to be wildly available at a fairly affordable cost, I think, in the next decade by most manufacturers. Autopilot / self-driving cars, hopefully real self-driving cars are things. When I come to, I really like driving, so I don't think I'll get one, but real self-driving cars are going to be a thing, and mass electric vehicles are going to be a thing. So is Tesla really going to have a monopoly on the ideal car market? It's debatable, or probably not going to be true anymore, but hopefully they're still there. But there's going to, by the time I'm in that market, there's going to be a lot more things to be looking at for self-driving electric cars than just a Tesla. So yeah, but yeah, Tesla's coming tomorrow. But so yeah, that's what's going on with Tesla, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, I didn't buy Tesla yet, though, because they're like $100,000. The Model S is like $100,000. Model 3, you still have to put a deposit down. And then they're going to start selling for like $50,000 or something. Well, they start at $35,000, but with Elon averaged, I think that the average Tesla buyer is going to want a $50,000 car as opposed to $35,000. Do you think acceleration will improve? I think it'll improve, but it's at a point right now where it's not going to be able to improve that much, At what point acceleration at a point where probably nearing it where it is now, is like, how are you going to get that much traction? Like, we're probably so close to the limit that it's scary now, where, like, if you put more oomph in the car, you're just going to get the tires to spin. Like, it's not going to actually accelerate, because, you could add cylinders and get it to get the engine to put out the acceleration needed, faster, but the traction needed to get this, couple thousand pounds of metal to go from 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds, you need a lot of traction. Smoking tires is cool. It is cool, but it doesn't help you accelerate that much. That's the only problem. Like, have you seen Teslas accelerate? It looks crazy. The entire car leans back. They just kind of shoot off. But, at a certain point, like, can we theoretically have 0.1 acceleration time? No, because, well, first of all, they'd probably kill the occupants of the car. Because of gravity, the force of not the force of gravity, but that's how it's measured in G's. But how many G's is that going to put on someone going like 0 to 60? But can't have that much traction in 4 wheels. What about flying cars? Oh man, we've been talking about flying cars since, like, I don't know, when were cars invented? Flying cars. Man, Tesla needs to work on one of those. I remember, it's been a few years, but I know I searched it up a few years ago and watched videos of, like, they've made flying cars, but to get them to fly, they have to take off at an airport. And let's see, there was one that was kind of like a plane thing. I don't think it was able to drive on real streets. And then there was one that was able to drive on real streets. It was a helicopter, so if it does fly, but, you need to get to a helipad or whatever, a big open space to stretch out the propellers and take off. So flying cars, frankly, I mean, we'll see. There's so much infrastructure that would have to go into something like that, and they're fairly unrealistic, but I don't know. But I mean, think of all the craziness that comes with flying cars. I mean, you're gonna have a place. First of all, you're gonna have to come up with a really good system. You're just gonna. It's basically like putting the street in the sky, because you're not gonna let people fly everywhere. Because, imagine, it's bad enough having a car accident right now. Imagine having a car accident going 100 miles an hour in the sky. That's not going to end well. And also, if there's a lot of people who are, flying their cars, how are they going to get off the ground? How are they going to get back, You want to go to school, like, are you going to kind of, like, come down, like, hover land in the school parking lot or your parking lot at work or something? Like, landing wise, it's kind of unrealistic. How are you gonna get cars taking on and off? How is that gonna work out? How are they, just gonna work around? Imagine I don't know, it's crazy to imagine. But then again, look at what they did in what's that place called? From episode 2 of Star Wars, there's that city with the, like, mini highways in the sky going in, like, 3 dimensions. Like, there's no gravity, man, just going straight down. Those seem to work out. And they were very clear. I don't know, because I think that the dudes that were chasing people, I don't even remember who's in that chase. I haven't watched that movie in a while. But, the chase was, I don't think it stayed on the roadways for most of it. They kind of, like, cut corners and everything. But every other vehicle stayed in, like, a perfect line, which was kind of interesting. So, I don't know. Maybe that'll be something. But for a while, I don't know. As I've grown older, flying cars become less and less of a thing that I become aware that developers really care about. Because, number one, they're going to be expensive as hell, and the world runs on money. And, I don't know. There's just a lot more realistic things that can be a lot more beneficial. Like, that's why people are worried about electric cars, and self-driving cars are really cool. Just flying cars are unrealistic, and gonna be fairly unprofitable, I think. So, well, anyways, there's your flying car talk. I want to say electric car so bad. Alright, drop in more questions, and we will get to answering them. How about drones delivering stuff? Now, do you think that will happen? I do think, yeah, I know there's, like, a place in England, I think, where Amazon's doing that, but yeah. Delivery drones, I know oh, man. I forgot about those. Like, 6 months ago, that was totally a thing that people were talking about. Like, I haven't heard about them in a while, but I think that's gonna happen. There's a little more logistics that need to go into it, but with something that's not human-driven, if you have, you know, a network of drones, you know, drones they're gonna wind up not being very big, right? They're not helicopters, they're little drones that are gonna be flying into people's backyards and stuff, or landing on their porch, right? I think that's totally a thing, because then, you know, they're drones, so you can map out a system to make sure the drones aren't hitting each other. You map out kind of a elevation where they're going to be flying, how high above the ground are these drones going to be operating, and you kind of have them all operating there, so they're not interfering with with, you know, human aircraft. They're not interfering with airports. They'll go around those, and you know, you could create a systematic network where they're not going to be a problem. Don't you think people would be shooting them down to steal the stuff? Ooh, that's a good point. So yeah, that'll also be something to consider. They'll have to have alarms on them, you know, with precise GPS trackers. Like, the second the drone is no longer in its path where it's designed to be going, you know, that means, you know, it was knocked out of the sky, right? The second that happens, you know, you need to have an alarm going off, sounding, you know, figuring out what's going on. They're going to need cameras on it, apparently, I guess, to figure out what's going on, to be able to watch and see what's happening. And, you know, they're going to have a very quick turnaround to be able to call the authorities and say, like, hey, drone just got shot down. You need to go save it. Or not save it. Save the stuff it's carrying. So, yeah, that's... Ooh, I haven't thought about that one in a while. So, that'll take some extra logistical thinking. But, you know, I'm sure they'll be able to manage to lock it up to a certain extent, so that someone who does shoot it down won't be able to steal it, or steal the stuff, and have a system to handle with when that does happen, a drone being stolen. That was a really good point. Okay. Alright, fun times. Alright, more questions. Drop them in. Wow, I'm super quiet. Oh my gosh. Any more questions? Yeah, we still here. I'm being so stupid right now. Did you ever finish that history course? Hey, we don't talk about that. No. I was thinking about doing it tonight, but then I have that essay to write, so I probably won't get to it. No, I did not, and, I still have quite a lot of work to do, so I need to put together, like, a mandatory schedule for myself for that, otherwise I'll never get it done. But yeah, so, I'm basically in the same place where I was at the middle of July. I think the middle of July is about that's when I started going on my trips, and that's when I kind of stopped worrying about that. Or no, I finished the first semester in, I think, August before I left for Shaver. So yeah, I'm in the same place I was in kind of like middle of August, so it's been basically 2 months and I haven't really progressed. So yeah, I probably should start working on that again. You know, I think about it all the time, like, oh, I need to work on that this week, but you know, sometimes during the week there's not very much time, unfortunately. So I need to set aside the time to do that. That's a good point. Yeah, I might have to, I'm like, it's not that hard. That's the thing. Like, it's not something to dread. It's really not that difficult. I need to just pick a Saturday, take it, do a whole bunch of it, do a whole bunch of history, because I could not, if I actually sat down and did it, I think I could knock it out pretty fast. But, well, relatively fast. Fast for considering it's an entire semester of school. But, let's see. First I have to do, there's 12 questions for every section. I think I probably have, 10 more sections left, so that's 120 questions, so, that wouldn't take too long. I could probably do that in a Saturday. And then, I have, there's usually an essay about every section. Sometimes there isn't one, but there usually is, so, factor that in, writing probably 10 essays total, and then I'll have 10 more vocabs to do, which is, I just Google the vocab, and then I paraphrase the definition, which, I read the directions literally say you can use an outside source, so, it's literally, you just Google the vocab word and paraphrase in an answer, because it's not plagiarism, and so vocab, I could get done pretty quick, 10 vocabs, and then after that, that's basically it, with the exception of, I'll have a few more major projects that will assign me along with, the final, which, oh my goodness, okay, anyways, yeah, woo, okay, so yeah, ooh, maybe I could work on that tomorrow morning, ooh, school's starting a little bit later tomorrow morning, so I could probably do it then, so I don't even have to go to bed early tonight, although I probably will. I always wind up doing that, because I get tired at the same time. Anyways, 3 viewers, everyone's welcome here, who is new here? Man, we have 1 new viewer, it better be Drew, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, welcome in, 3rd viewer, state your name and social security, no, don't say it, state your name, or don't, just ask a question, man, because I can read your username, drop in, say hi, Caleb, okay, Caleb's not here, he's just texting me, what is the essay about? Oh my gosh, so, we read this thing called the Canterbury Tales, Simon Dennis, how do you feel about feminism? Okay, I'm sorry, Bat Boy, I think I need to answer the feminism question first, feminism, so, there's merit behind it, and then there's also levels that it's taken to, that are, a little bit questionable, like, hey, how's it going? What, are you saying hi to me just because I'm a woman? Boy, no, have you ever heard of friendliness? So, clearly that's taking it too far, but then also I think some of the common stuff takes it too far. There's an interview I love with Katie Couric and, Judge Judy or some judge or some lady who's really successful, and, Katie Couric is a feminist, and she goes oh, what do you feel about feminism? And at first she's, the judge, I'm gonna call her Judge Judy because I don't know who else it would be, and, she's really polite, oh, yeah, I think it's really good, the women, and then, but, Katie keeps trying to press it, wow, do you think this is so important? Then there's this one point where she goes, I felt that I didn't need an organization like feminism to make it. I felt my success was fully obtainable by just working hard and becoming good at my profession, and I don't think I needed a system such as feminism to back me, to get me up here. It's Kate, wow, boy, you just got wrecked so hard. You don't even need let's be real, man, back then, women weren't able to vote. Yeah, we needed feminism, but, for the most part, women are able to do most of the things that men can do now. And, they talk about the wage gap. I watched a video about the wage gap a while ago. But the reason there's a wage gap is just statistically, women go into job fields that pay less. Sure, but can women kill a spider? There you go, right there. Can women kill a spider? Not so much of a feminist. That would actually be, wow, find a feminist, here's a spider, kill it. Oh, that'd be a good one, man. Okay, that was a good one. Okay, but, you know, it's like they go into jobs like childcare, or psychology, therapy, stuff like that. More of kind of human emotional type of stuff. Human emotional, what was that? And then men are more likely to go into fields like engineering and mathematicians and, you know, technology developing, stuff like that. Now, given definitely presence of both genders in all fields, but there's more women who are going into like teaching and childcare and stuff like that, and more men who are going into stuff like technology development and STEM fields and stuff like that, which just naturally pay more. I mean, it's kind of given. If you're a software developer, you're going to make more money than a teacher. And that's just how it is. So that's why there's a wage gap. And let's see, what else is feminism is just promote, like, women can do anything, which they can. I don't disagree with the base message, like, women can do I'm not here to, you know, being only 15, all of this is kind of normal to me. So I'm in a place right now where adults are in a different place than me. Well, like, as a kid being raised with, like, everyone is equal. Well, not everything. Everyone is equal. I'm, like, naturally, you know, they're like, women can do anything. I'm like, well, duh. Like, why wouldn't they be able to? But, you know, adults stuff, or, you know, the older you are, the more different your perspective is going to be on that, because you were maybe there, you know, decades ago when it was less like this, and you know that, you know, you understand a reality more of it not being like this. But for me, you know, it's just a given that, like, of course women can do anything that men can do, you know? Okay, so there's feminism. But for the most part, mainstream feminism, the way it is portrayed is kind of stupid. You know, I think feminism, to the extent that it should go, has already been executed. Women can vote, and of course it should have got it. It's good to go further than that. But, you know, women have rights to do basically everything. Not the Constitution. All the laws have been changed. Women can do basically anything that men can do at this point, legally speaking, and culturally speaking as well, in most areas. So, feminism at this point is just, you know, women think now that they're better than men, which, well, as a guy, I'm just gonna say clearly not true. But you know, like, I don't know. You're trying to bargain with the other half of the population, with men, to agreeing that you are better than them. Like, why would we agree to that? Like, yeah, you can be equal, but why are we gonna, like, make you higher than us? Like, why would we? Okay. So, feminism in a nutshell. There we go. Batboy asked a question before that, too. What's the essay about? Canterbury Tales. Saucy Chaucy. So, basically, we have to write about a theme. I'm writing about a theme about, what was my thing? Pride. About a universal message about pride. And 3 examples from the Canterbury Tales. An example from history, literature, and current events. And I'm going to talk about how pride... I wrote a thesis about it, and I'm going to talk about how it is prevalent in everywhere. It's universal. Anyways, 43 minutes in, we're going to cut Tuesday Night Live here. I think it's been a very successful Tuesday Night Live. I want to thank you all for coming, or probably you, because there's only 2 viewers now. I want to thank you guys for coming. Super appreciative. Tune in next week, Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Yeah, so hope you all enjoyed this week's Tuesday Night Live. If you did enjoy it, like it. If you didn't, dislike it. Don't forget to share your opinion in the live chat down below, although it's ending in a few seconds. And I will see you next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Bye, bye, bye.